Hello, this is the Ramblings of an Indisciplined Mind podcast for Tuesday, July 19th, 2016. As of this recording, Sierra is still missing. So, what I thought I'd talk about today is a couple social media things. You know, one of the social media sites that I'm in that I don't do a lot with is LinkedIn. I consider it, it's a professional site. I don't use it for my writing stuff. I keep it, for the most part, for my day job credentials, if you will. I don't know if I need to rethink that. That's just a thought process that's been going through my brain this afternoon. I don't know if I want to do that. It'd be nice if there was some way to kind of keep things separate, but I don't think there is. So I'll probably keep it for the day job for the time being. But in a way, it's become, I think, the premier way of finding your next job, short of just knowing somebody at the place where you want to go. But I also think that there are problems with it. And one of the problems is there is this thing that you can do where you can endorse somebody for a particular skill. And it's just like, I get when I log into LinkedIn, I get a list at the top of here's some people, and do you want to endorse them for technical writing, or do you want to endorse them for this or for that? And it seems like a lot of people are just like, yep, and clicking away. And so I get these things that are like people that are endorsing me for business intelligence, or working with an ERP system, or technical writing, or what have you. But these are people that they don't know. I might be connected with them on LinkedIn, but they've never directly worked with me. They don't know if I know a report from a hole in the ground. So it's become kind of a to me, it's kind of a worthless tool. I mean, you still have the ability to do recommendations, and I got a couple of those, where people actually wrote stuff and said, Keith is really good at this, blah, blah, blah. And that's different because that's coming from people that you've worked with. But this endorsement thing, I don't really see the value. And I would think if I was a prospective employer looking at prospective employees, and they had a bunch of endorsements, I might be a little suspicious, just because it does seem to be just anybody can endorse anybody for anything. The other thing that's a bit annoying about it is it is true LinkedIn now that I'm getting the majority of my contact with contractors or recruiting firms that have either a permanent job or they got a part-time consulting gig that they want me to do. But it's frustrating because these consultants don't do due diligence. Like, for instance, just this week, I got an email, or probably was last week actually, doesn't matter. But I just recently got an email from a contractor firm that had a position they're trying to fill for a particular software that is put out by this company. The thing is, I used to work for that company, although actually I worked for what they used to call themselves, and then shortly after I left, they changed their name. But, so the company name matches between the software that they're looking for and the software that I use. The company name matches. The thing is, the software is not the same. I mean, this is a big company with I don't know how many different brands of software that they have purchased at this point, but they've probably got to be at least 30. And just because you worked on one product for them does not mean that you understand the rest of the products, because they're totally different. But I get all this stuff. Oh, well, I see that you are X. Would you be interested in this opportunity? It's like, I'm not qualified for that. So that's something that I wish. I don't know if it's a matter of LinkedIn needs to provide better tools, or just these people need to be more careful in their searching. They do tend to like to kind of use a shotgun approach. If I can cast a wide enough net, I'm going to mix my metaphors here. If I can catch a wide enough net, maybe I'll catch my fish. So that's my thoughts on LinkedIn. I do keep it updated somewhat. I've updated it with my college degree now, and I actually got my results on my CLA Plus back, and I was like the second highest. I didn't make the highest, I was second highest. And so they've got this little thing you can put on your LinkedIn that shows you're this level of a critical thinker. So I've got that on there. So it's relatively up to date right now. But yeah, that's my thoughts on LinkedIn. And then I spent a bit of time with the Twitters. There were a couple of sites that I've used in the past, and one's called, I think, Untweeps. I forget what the name of the sites are. If you're interested in the sites, contact me and I'll tell you what they are. I do not recall. But one of them enabled me to see who am I following that's not following me back. And then I could choose to get rid of them. So I probably went from about, 250, maybe 250 people that I'm following them, they're not following me back. And these are people there are a number of things. There were some authors on there, but you also got celebrities like Adam Savage, some of the Mythbusters folks, Carrie Byron, some of those people, some of the really big name authors like Neil Gaiman. I kept on saying Neil Whitman. I'm like, no, Neil Gaiman. I follow him. He's not following me. So some of those people, it's to be expected, and I kept those types of people, most of them. But a lot of the people that I got rid of a lot of them. I probably kept maybe 50. I'm going to say out of that group. And then I also used another website that looks at your Twitter thing, and you can specify, show me everybody that hasn't tweeted in like the last X days, and you can specify what the days were. And I did like 6 months, and I got rid of or unfollowed. These are people that I followed that aren't active, and I did 180 days, so 6 months, and I got rid of over 400 people. So all told, I dropped like 600 people. I dropped to like 1,200 people that I'm following, I think. 1,200, 1,400, somewhere in that range that I'm following. And I was surprised that, because I've been looking, looked at Twitter, I just tended to see a lot of, buy my book kind of things, and not a lot of content that I was enjoying. I've got the people that I follow directly and that I'm interacting with, and I've got some lists that help me home in on those people. But if I went and looked at my main feed, it was just a lot of crap I didn't really care about. But looking at it today, after having done this cleanup, and it's a lot better. I seem to have gotten rid of a lot of the people that were just cluttering up with a bunch of crap I don't really care about. I probably have some more pruning to do, and I think I'm going to be looking at, if I see the same name and they aren't doing content that I like, then I'll probably unfollow them. But there was one guy that we're Twitter friends, and he had 2 or 3 posts that I really enjoyed today. One of which I retweeted, and he showed appreciation back, and I don't know how long I've been following this guy. I think for a little while, but I never really noticed him as much because of all the other noise on the line, if you will. So I'm feeling like my Twitter stream is a lot stronger now because I feel like I'm seeing the better content. Of course, today most of the content was revolving around Trump's wife and her speech, and I'm not talking about that, but I'm sure Twitter will be a lot more fun once we're through this election, as well all social media. But I think I'll let that be that. I do have a programming note. We are going away on a bit of a holiday, so this is going to be the last episode for this week. So you guys get a break too. Maybe you need to catch up on some other podcasts. You want to start a Podiobook? You can search for Podiobooks on the Pennslinger blog, and you'll find all my recommendations out there that I've made. Check one of those out maybe in the intervening time, and I'll be back on Monday to fill your ears with more stuff. Either good or bad. I'll leave that up to you. But until then, be seeing you.